Becky alluded to the great rebalancing of a couple years ago. And I'll be honest, with how tight cash flows are right now, it's not a great time to do any type of refinancing or restructuring or pulling debt out from an equity standpoint because the cash flow just can't tolerate that amount of additional debt to service without additional income flowing in. So a new purchase may work because you have the new income flowing in to help support those payments, but just a straight debt out refinance probably isn't your best option right now, especially when you're talking about a 7 to 8% interest rate with the tight cash flows that we're seeing. So I'm trying to avoid that if possible. We're gonna have to find some other arrows in our quiver to help fix the balance sheets from my perspective. But I'm curious as to what the other two think.
Yeah, I mean, I would echo a lot of the sentiments Grant has. I would say there's maybe one caveat to that is that, if you, I think it's really if you didn't go through the great refinance, or you're in accelerated depreciation or amortization on some of this, and you're in a good debt to asset perspective, that's about the only situation at this point in time where I think that you could really look at trying to rebalance, move some debt down the balance sheet and recapitalize. But again, as Grant said, and I think Rebecca said this at one point too, there's a cost to that, and the cost of that is the long-term obligation of that debt and what it does to your ability to service that debt. So you certainly want to be very, very careful as to where you go, how you do it, and what's out there available for you, and how it fits your long-term plan and where you want to go.
Can I talk about rebalancing in terms of our farming cycles?
Yeah,
Right?
please.
So we're in a down cycle. Maybe rebalancing is looking attractive to you, but don't forget that there's going to be another one. And how many times can you rebalance your assets? It may only be once. And so you have to weigh the future cost of a rebalance to today's needs. I don't like to promote sale of assets, but you really need to take a look at, do you need to harvest equity? Um, that may be something you have to consider. Maybe you need to find that investor piece or find that equity piece in order to balance out your current debt load. Those are things that you've got to think about because you could rebalance today and be back in the banker's office in 5 years and need another rebalance, and that's not sustainable.